people are saying, oh yeah, when you're finals MVP, you are now the best player on the planet. To me, that makes no sense whatsoever. I don't care if it's a week, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? LeBron James. That's who y'all gotta start appreciating. And you gotta stop disrespecting this man. LeBron's the GOAT. That's the intro. There's no and ifs or buts about it. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you think. Unc, you had me messed up last time when we talked about MJ. Nah. I'm going to stop that right here. We ain't speaking no foolishness like that up in here today. You hear me, Unc? We ain't speaking no foolishness like that today.
I got you, man. Hey, it's your show, hey.
Just let me have my moment.
That's funny, though, man. I would laugh at least about 15 minutes.
Yo, I can't. Yo. As soon as I said that, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm hanging up, coach. I'm done for the day. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Prideful Takes podcast. As always, it is the man that you hate, Pride. I'm here to talk more shit about your favorite team. I am joined by the man who has 2 red flags. He's a Dallas fan, and he thinks MJ's the GOAT. That is 2 red flags, Unc. I'm going to let you redeem yourself. I'm going to give you an opportunity. You feel me? But right now, you on thin ice. John Rivers, a.k.a. the man I call Unc. How you feeling?
Doing good, man. What's good with you, man?
Yo, listen, did you see what Jimmy Butler was wearing earlier, by the way?
I seen that, man. I don't have no comment on it.
That's your man's, though. That's your man's.
Oh, yeah, that's my man's, but I ain't got no comment on that.
You got to defend him somewhere or another. Because, Lord, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, man. Like, last year was one thing, bro. Now, this year, I was like, you go through. See, that's his heartbreak phase. That's his heartbreak phase. He's upset that they didn't get Damian Lillard. He's going through a phase right now. That's all it really is. He's going through a phase right now. And watch. And then as soon as the NBA season starts, he's going to go back to normal. He's going to have his hair braided. He's not going to have any of this stuff. He's going to do exactly what he did last year. Bless his heart. They're going to start using pictures from they're going to start using his pictures from when he was a Timberwolf. That's how crazy it's starting to get with him. Well, we had a show planned, right? And we're still going to do it. But like about an hour ago, everyone starts talking about Jonathan Taylor. At first, I thought Jonathan Taylor said bump in. I thought he was just going bonkers and kind of said he was sick with it. But no, the Colts caved in, and it was rough. But 3 years, $42 million. Bless his heart. $26.5 million is fully guaranteed. After everything that happened, after the start, how Jim Irsay was beefing with Jonathan Taylor about it, tell him go fight a team, all that stuff. Are you surprised that the Colts caved in and gave Jonathan Taylor what he wanted?
Well, I mean, it seems like to me, with him being the caliber back that he is, that he probably would have wanted more. I think it probably came down to him just acknowledging that no matter where he goes, that's what it's going to be, was the price. Was the contract that he got today. That's what I'm thinking, because I don't see the reason for wanting to be traded or holding out. I see the reason to be traded if they don't want to negotiate, and if they're not willing to negotiate at his price. I can understand that. But I just see it as a situation of, he realizes what it is, and hey, I'm good here, and let me just take this money. So 3 years is not bad. It's $26 million guaranteed,
So you think he's settled, basically?
I think that's so. How you feel? I think that the league, I think that the McCaffrey and Zeke deal was the last deals that you're gonna see like that for a running back. I think this is the price that's going across the league, because if you look at when I think when Dalvin Cook had re-signed with the Vikings, his was somewhere in the range of that. I think I might have to do my research on that. I'd say he with the Jets, and I'm just saying the time when he had redid it when he did his contract.
Right.
Aaron Jones was another one. You just haven't seen no big deal since the Zeke contract he got with Dallas. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Barkley gets, with the Giants. Or if he goes somewhere else, it's gonna be interesting to see what he gets.
Yeah, because he had that 1 year deal for this year, and I think he's kind of. It's crazy. And it's crazy too, because another one that gets brought up, because this is the first thing I thought of why people don't really give up the contracts. What the Jets gave to Le'Veon Bell. Woo! When Le'Veon Bell wanted to get paid, I think he sat out for a full year, came back, and he ain't looked the same. Right? So, listen, this is basically, I don't want to say this is going to be his last contract, but it's probably going to be his last big contract. Because when he becomes a free agent, he'll probably be like, 27, 28 years old?
That's right.
And a 28-year-old running back, he might as well be 48. Like, running backs like that, they, with all the wear and the tear that's on them, this is honestly the only, I don't want to say the only, but unfortunately, it's going to be the reality, especially with how injured he's been becoming of late. And I'm not even just talking about this offseason, right? Like, him being drafted from Wisconsin, one of the biggest knocks on him was the fact that, his health isn't necessarily the best. So honestly, I'll be honest with you though, I really am kind of shocked that Indy kind of caved a little bit. I really am. I think both parties kind of gave up in the sense because, like you said, Jonathan Taylor was able to go and see if anybody else wanted him, and sure, people did want him, but they didn't want him at the price that he wanted, that he basically had set himself. So that kind of made him go, man, I might as well stay here. And I'm honestly surprised with the Colts because the Colts could have played even harder and been like, look, kid, you tried it. And look, where did that bring you? Like, you're back here. You're still here with us. You thought for some unknown reason, you thought you can go out and you can get all that money. You couldn't get it, and now you're crawling back to us. I'm honestly real shocked that they actually kind of paid him that. Like the 26 and a half guaranteed, I thought that would be fine. I expected for them to settle. I thought it would be like a 4-year, 25 guaranteed, probably like 30 overall. Like I thought Indy would kind of do him some favor, but I don't know, man. It's wild. What a time to be alive.
I didn't even know. I was surprised that the contract even took place, really, to be honest with
you. Who you telling? Honestly, I thought they were gonna drag this thing out. I really did. I didn't have really any hope for it because, granted, Le'Veon Bell did kind of go back and want to kind of open up the negotiations again. But I'm thinking by that time it's got to be, I don't want to say too late, but it's got to be to a point where now the Colts are like, he's coming back to us. Oh yeah, now we're looking right. You know what I mean? But look, man, bless his heart though. Bless his heart. 3 years, $42 million. Honestly, if he can stay healthy, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. He's gonna debut. Hopefully, that means he'll debut against the Chiefs this Sunday. But Sanders says it could be that both realize that the team isn't that bad, and in that offense he could do some good things. This is the only pushback I have with that, because coming into the year, this comment, that was the narrative around this Colts team anyway.
Yeah.
So Jonathan Taylor knew, listen, you put me in this offense, we'll be good. And the Colts aren't bumps. It's just a lot of their key players are young. Like Michael Pittman, he's still kind of growing into himself, but he is becoming more and more comfortable. Yeah, he's becoming way more. The confidence I'm seeing, granted, hasn't been, with small sample size, but the confidence I'm seeing him in this year compared to last year, it's growing leaps and bounds. And obviously, you got a rookie, Anthony Richardson, who obviously still needs to do some growing. But I think this was kind of a reality check for both parties. I think when Jonathan Taylor, I think he looked at it and was like, anybody would want me. And I think the Colts, and more specifically Jim Irsay, I think he thought nobody would want Jonathan Taylor. So the reason why I think it kind of was a reality check was because Jonathan Taylor wanted to reset the market, and the teams were like, look, we're not going to reset the market, but we'll give you a high five, we'll give you something. And that kind of made him go, I mean, if I'm not going to reset the market, why leave? There's really no point if I'm not going to reset the market, there's no point in me leaving. And then Jim Irsay kind of got a reality check because he thought nobody would even talk to him, period. He thought nobody was going to talk to Jonathan Taylor. And when he realized it was a market, he was like, well, I kind of have no choice but to kind of hold them down. So it's kind of weird, but not. I feel bad in a way for Jonathan Taylor because, I mean, look, he's a premier back, and honestly, I would have hoped him to get paid, and he did get paid to an extent. So, big ups to him. He was able to sign that dotted line, but I think it was a reality check on both parties because each of them, when they saw it wasn't going exactly their way, they kind of then turned to each other and was like, well, I guess we should just try to figure it out. And like I said, I'm more shocked because stuff Jim Irsay was saying earlier, man, get him out of here. He ain't that good. All that stuff, yo, you say that to any other running back, I don't think they stay. Even though he's older. Listen, the Vikings practically did the same thing with Dalvin Cook. And Dalvin Cook was like, oh yeah, no, I'm gone for sure. For sure I'm gone. Don't even bother me. I'm gone for sure. Like, I'm good. And Dalvin Cook, he's not washed. But these aren't his best years. You know what I mean? So imagine.
That's right.
Jonathan Taylor, a bigger man than me. I say that right now, I would have burned this franchise to the ground.
I guess he's like, I'll take this and just see what gets done within these 3 years, and maybe he can bag up the same way again with the Colts or somewhere else. So me personally, I don't believe in the theory all the time that once a running back, because even when we was in high school, man, we would be playing Madden and stuff, and my homie would be like, man, when some running backs get 30, man, I get run. I was like, how can you say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we seen greats who was in their mid-30s still balling. Like Marcus Allen was still playing at a good level and stuff like that, man. A lot like Herschel Walker, you know what I'm saying? No, that wasn't what they was, and they was 21 and 22, but I just believe if a man can get the job done, he can get it done, man. That's just what I'm all about. I don't dig too much into the theory. I mean, you look at Jerry Rice, how long he played, and he was still playing at a good level, I don't know. I just believe it's all about the person. I don't like to put a restriction. Like, I mean, I got so many examples on that. Like my cousin feel like if a player get a big deal, that he messing up the team. So let's say like what Joe Burrow got, he'll be like, well, there ain't gonna be no money for nobody else. That ain't his problem. Why does he have to put a cap on what he makes for the team? I tell you one thing, when Jaylen Brown got the money he got, you ain't one time heard the owner say, I ain't got no more money, man. That's it. Like, I don't feel sorry for billionaires, dog. Like, so I want the players to get all that they can possibly get. So if a player could be 35 years old, whether he's an offensive tackle, whether he's a defensive end, and you can still produce, man, hey, man, get your money and do what you got to do, man.
Well, that's kind of the key part, though. You still got to produce because, I'm trying to make sure that, whoever you paying, they better be doing something. That's just, you know what I mean? As long as they're doing something. But I just wanted to touch on that. Now we're going to go back to what we was going to chat about. Because I was going through Twitter yesterday, right? I'm going through Twitter. Or X, as it's called now. Because I can't call it Twitter because I got middle schoolers calling me an old head. So I got to call it X now. So I was looking through it, right? And all of a sudden, I'm seeing a lot of people talking positively about James Harden. But it's weird. It was weird how they were saying it, right? So I'm thinking, man, what they going on about? So, long story short, the Sixers are holding their training camp. I think they're in Colorado. And James Harden, obviously, he showed up. And he's kind of, it almost seems like things are going smooth, where James Harden obviously still wants out, but it almost seems like he's willing to at least ride out this year with Philly if necessary. So here's the question I got for you, All
right.
Do you think Philly ships out James Harden, or do you think they grit their teeth and try one more year with James Harden on their team? I said the same thing.
Really?
That was the same thing.
I mean, I keep hearing the only team who has interest is the Clippers, and I don't understand why the Clippers even do. I mean, like, I'm not saying that Harden can't bring something to their team, but his style of play don't go with with PG. It don't go with what the Claw do. Westbrook gang go with him. You know, I just don't. He can make that adjustment of like, okay, I got these shooters, so I got these two wing shooters, so let me put them in. I just don't see what the Clippers want with them. I'm not supposed to see everything. I'm not supposed to know everything.
Mhm.
But in a sense, Philly has no choice. I mean, I would just write out this last year, see what comes about at the trade deadline, and just to get them out. It ain't about too much about us if we make this trade, how much better it makes us. Of course, you want some complimentary pieces to come back, but who's going to come back in a trade for them? I don't know no one that wants them besides the Clippers.
So, but
So
just
ride it out.
real quick before I let you finish, because you were saying about like what would be the trade. So this is the original offer that the Clippers offered the Sixers. That kind of like this was the offer that they gave them. This was what the Sixers rejected that made James Harden kind of go off the deep end when he started calling Daryl Morey a liar. So they offered them an unprotected first round pick, which would probably be after like 2026 because they don't really have any first rounders after that.
That's
So
right.
it'll be an unprotected first rounder, pick swap, and a bunch of salaries for James Harden. Now I would assume the salaries would have to probably be Russ and maybe I think Nicholas Batum is still there.
Yeah.
So it would have to be older guys who kind of have some money on the books. And they referring to the Sixers said no. So so it would probably be Nicholas Batum. You would have to probably throw Russ in there too to try to make the money work. If you don't want to throw Russ, I mean, maybe you could throw in Robert Covington because him and Nicholas Batum make about the same. But now Philly wants Terrence Mann, which is kind of what's throwing a screw in this because
I'm not touching
the Clippers don't. Say that again, huh?
I said I'm not touching it. If I'm the Clippers, I don't even know why. Why would you want to give up Batum? You might have to give up Covington. I mean, like you in the West, you need every big body that. I mean, I ain't saying I don't like Batum like 6'8", Covington like 6'7", 6'8". But why would you even entertain that? You've been out in the West. You see what the Lakers done did, how they done loaded up all these big guys. Like even with the Kings, the Kings got some. They got Alex Len, and now they got JaVale McGee, and you need all the big bodies you can possibly have.
Possible.
Why would you give that up? I don't know, man.
And here's my thing with the Clippers too. Here's kind of my issue. Paul George is not an off-ball player. I mean, he can occasionally play it, but you can tell he's not really comfortable. He's not really that dude. He's the type of dude that needs the ball in his hand. Same thing with Kawhi. We don't really know Kawhi to be a spot-up shooter. Russ ain't a shooter, period.
He gonna have it back this season, though.
You said what?
He gonna have that mid-range back this season.
Russ?
Yeah.
Probably, because, I mean, with this team, I think it could really open up because outside, because Kawhi Leonard loves the mid-range, Paul George sort of kind of settles for it. Other than them two, you don't really have anybody else really exploiting the mid-range like that. So there is free real estate there. So if Russ wants to use that mid-range, it's there for him. Whether or not he'll do it, we'll see. But my thing is, you would have to get Russ out because having Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard all in the same team, who's coming off the bench?
I don't like that whatsoever.
That I see, you don't like it. I hate it. I hate it because it just it just doesn't really make sense for me, right? So you would almost have to get rid of Russ, but then the thing is, I think Russ he's only making about $4 this year.
About $4 million a year. You would have to get rid of Powell. Like Powell got a big contract. Him, Nicholas. They wanted Terrence Mann.
Or if you want, well,
Bones.
if I'm the Clippers, I need some youth. So I'm
Yeah,
not
I
giving up
don't.
Bones and I'm not giving up Terrence Mann. I need to retain some youth. I'll be nice and I'll go, look, for the sake of this argument, since Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are going to play more, I'll give up Marcus Morris Sr. because he makes some good money too.
That's right.
So I'll part ways with him as well. You know what I mean? Like niggas Batum. And now this is from the Clipper side. Philly probably won't want that because they're gonna want some type of youngster. But the only youngster of intrigue that the Clippers have is Terrence Mann. I mean,
That's right.
Bones Highland. I mean, kind of, but it's not enough for anybody to be like, yeah, we'll give you this guy for both. No, like obviously Terrence Mann is, no pun intended, the man that everybody really wants.
That's right.
But the thing is, this is why I lean more on James Harden spending the year with the Sixers. Because I don't see any world where the Clippers would be dumb enough to give up Terrence Mann.
That's right.
I don't see a planet where anybody in that organization will go, let's do that. I don't see any, because it makes zero sense. Like I said, of all, like they got, so obviously Terrence Mann, Bones Highland. Outside of them two, I mean, maybe Brandon Boston, maybe him. You could feel maybe to make a move for the kid that they drafted, Josh Primo. No one wants to touch him. Buddy right now is going through some stuff, so nobody really want to touch him. He can go over there. But my thing is I'm looking at this roster right now. I'm looking at the Clippers roster, and to make the money work, all the guys you're getting would be over the age of 30.
That's right.
And the youngest one would be called Robert Covington, who's 32. That would be the youngest dude you're getting. Because Batum and Morris are both 34. So if you're Philly, if I'm Philly, this is what I do. You can keep Nicholas Batum. You can keep him. I'll take Robert Covington. I'll take Morris. Give me those two. Remember how you wanted to give me that pick? Give me that pick and 2 pick swaps, and I'll shut up.
That's right.
Because now I'm doing you a favor. And I'm taking some of this luxury, this salary stuff. But on my mama, that's it. And thank you, Mike.
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
it. And by the way, Dylan, you out of pocket, fam. You out of pocket. By the way, run it back today because I'm about to be bored at like 3:30. I'm about to be bored. Run it back. Just throwing it out there, man. I'm instigator. I'm an instigator. Don't mind me. Like I'm the type of dude when I see a problem, I won't really say anything about it, but I'll put a little fuel to the fire. You feel me?
Okay.
I see it coming, and I'll be like, "Oh, really? He said that? Tell me more." And then I let it back. And then I'll add some little. Wait a minute. Didn't he say this, that, and the third? And then I go back into the shadows, and I'm just sitting there back there like letting it. So
for real?
Don't mind me instigating. Don't mind me. But
it's all love.
But I will say this, man. If I'm the Clippers, the only way I'll think of giving up a Terrence Mann is if Philly panics, gets stupid, and they say we'll give you James Harden and Tyrese Maxey. I'm telling you that right now. That's that. If Philly panics, gets scared, and does that, I'll give up Terrence Mann, no problem. For sure.
Yeah, I was looking on. I seen and I try not to entertain this. This is what me and my man Mike here in Asheville Hill, humongous New York Knicks fan. That's our team, you know. So when we see headlines, we call it wish sandwich. So we say we ain't eating no more wish sandwiches. You know what I mean? So now the rumor that's out right now is the Knicks and Zion again. Like for how many years are we gonna have to hear this nonsense? You know, so
until he retires.
Yeah.
Until he retires. Like, yeah, I don't think I said before. I don't think Zion goes to New York. I don't think so. I think he's more likely to go to like I don't know, a team like Miami. I don't know.
They'll
I
sneak
don't.
in, but they ain't got it. They ain't got too much that they're willing to. Hell, they ain't got
Well, I mean,
anything to give.
yeah, I was about to say, yeah, they couldn't even get Dame because of what they didn't have. So it's not like
This the
so you're kind of
proposed
running
trade right
up.
here, Nep. Evan Fournier, um, is Mitchell Robinson,
Okay.
2026 first round pick, 2028 first round pick, and a 2029 first round pick swap with the Knicks.
For Zion?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Man, I love Zion with a passion. I love him. If I'm the Pelicans,
But it's a rumor, man. I mean, it's a proposed blockbuster proposal or whatever. And man, listen, I'm a Knicks fan. I done heard it all from LeBron coming to Chris
remember
Paul
that?
and Carmelo
Yeah.
best friends and all this, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you remember that he was supposed to go to New York. No. He said it himself. He said it was either gonna end when he played D Wade. It was either gonna end in L.A. or at Madison Square Garden, and that was when people were like, "Yo, he actually was planning on coming." That's wild. Nah,
I got one better than that.
Let me hear it.
Kobe, since the Knicks won't have enough money, they can tie in this deal with Nike because Nike could possibly pay. Man, I done heard it all. I'm not in the mood for this crap. Me and Mike still on the phone talking about all the supposedly. That's why we call it wish sandwiches, man. We ain't eat no more wish sandwiches, man. Like I don't want that. I don't want all that stuff that's loaded on there. Don't load the mayonnaise on there. Don't load all the extra turkey, all the roast beef. I don't want none of that, man.
Oh,
I don't want none. Yeah, we done heard it all, dog.
Oh man, what a time to be alive! But like I said, the NBA season it's here. Be here in a couple weeks.
That's right.
Today we're gonna break down the East. Next week we gonna do the West.
Okay.
What teams you got being the top 4 seeds? You know, obviously there's 8 seeds, but y'all want to hear first before anything. Before we get to your top 6 seeds, what are you gonna be your play-in teams? Yeah, 7 through 10. I want you to give me your bottom seed first.
I like to see what Charlotte gonna do, man. I like Mark Williams in the middle. I like the fact that they got Brandon Miller, and it's all depending on how many games. I forgot my man name, the point guard. That quick, Melo. Name Melo. That's I can't think. What's his name?
LaMelo Ball. I don't like him.
Nah, I'm talking about the point guard for Charlotte.
Yeah, LaMelo Ball.
Oh, LaMelo. So I had it right. Okay, I had it right. My bad.
Yeah, you had it right. You had it right.
Yeah, man. But hey, I like to see what they're gonna do. They haven't got rid of. I mean, like they still got Hayward. They still got Scary Terry, like we were talking about last week. You know, I mean, I like to see what they're gonna do. I really would like to see it. I really like to see. I don't see them making any type of trades or anything like that to make themselves better. I don't know what they could possibly do. But like I said, I'm not glued into the league and you know like that. But I would like to see what they're gonna do, man. That's like one of my teams out the East that I would like to see if they could take advantage of that 10th slot.
So you got them in the 10th?
I would like to see if they can pursue it.
For me, for my 10th slot, I think Washington gets in at the 10th. Just because maybe I'm bugging, but I'm looking at everything, and there's like 3 teams that I think have no shot of doing anything: Orlando, Detroit, and Charlotte. Those 3 teams have no faith in them even being close.
So you don't think Orlando gonna make a leap to get towards the play-in?
No, I don't think so. No. I still think that they're out.
Okay.
But I do think that they're closer this year. So I do see some improvement from Orlando, but I don't see I think they take the leap next year because based on what I've seen from Orlando, I like Paulo. Don't get it twisted. I love me some Paulo, right? But my real concern is the lack of a true point guard that they've had on this team. Because, yeah, you got Markelle Fultz, who's good in spurts. You know, it seems like he's kind of picking himself back up. But in terms of a long-term solution, you're rocking with Cole Anthony. If Cole Anthony is your starting point guard or a point guard that you heavily depend on, throw your franchise away. Throw your organization away. I'll say that from the beginning. Outside of Paulo, I'm looking at this team and I see very players. I do think that the leadership that Joe Ingles is going to bring is going to elevate them a little bit. You know, I do think that'll kind of he'll kind of help mentor the young guys like Jalen Suggs, the kid that they drafted I think 2 years ago. Jalen Suggs, I think that'll be nice. The Wagner boys. I think they'll be solid, but like I said, I think they're like a couple pieces away from being able to fight for that 10th spot. That being said, though, I don't know if the pieces are they're gonna have to go out and get it, or maybe Jalen Suggs can develop into that guy, right? So it's like, you know what I mean? Because again, they're a very, very young team. Like I think they only have one guy that's over 30 on their roster, and that's Joe Ingles. He's the only player over 30 on that roster. Everybody else is 29 or younger.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, they got youth. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, I got Washington at the 10th. So matter of fact, let me rattle off my 10 through 7. So I got Washington at the 10th. In the 7th, I got the Wizard. I said Washington 10, Raptors 9th. At the 8th, I'm gonna have the Nets. And at the 7th seed, I'm gonna have Miami.
So you got Atlanta being like in the top 6?
I take it back. I forgot Atlanta existed. Oh God, what a dog shit franchise. No, I got them missing. Yeah, I got them missing. I forgot. I didn't forget them. Yeah, I got them missing it. I got them missing it completely. I think this year they have a horrible year, and then
you got them not making it
at all. Like I think they're gonna have a horrible year, and they're out. Like they're out on Trae Young, and they kind of move on from him. I don't know if they might end up moving on from DeJounte Murray, but I think after this year, I think Atlanta kind of just gives up and blows it all up. So the 4 teams that I got missing is Orlando, Charlotte, the Detroit Pistons, and the Atlanta Hawks. And then you want to give your 10 through 7, or do you want me to do the rest of mine?
Yeah, I got I had to change some things around right quick because I forgot about a couple teams.
Now you good. Go ahead.
I give you my top 6 right quick.
All right, let me hear your top 6. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right, bet. I got Boston number 1, Milwaukee number 2,
okay,
Philly number 3,
okay,
Knicks number 4,
okay,
Cleveland at 5,
uh-huh,
Miami at 6,
uh-huh,
and my number 7 is Indiana.
So the Pacers for me are 6.
Okay, you got the Pacers at 6.
I got the Pacers at 6. Yep, I got the Pacers.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm at 7. You ain't bugging. I got the Pacers at 6, Knicks at 5, Cavs at 4, and then at 3. Who am I missing?
Who, Philly?
Oh no. Oh yeah. Philly. Well, I got Philly at 3. The only reason why I put Philly at 3 was because so far it doesn't seem like anybody's going crazy, and they're still talented. They still got talent on that team, so I don't think it'll be a crazy fall off. But then at 3, Milwaukee at 2, and Boston at 1.
And in the round mine out, I got Brooklyn at 8, and I probably should have them at 7. Yeah, we're gonna switch that up. I got Brooklyn at 7,
Okay,
Indiana at 8, Atlanta 9, and Charlotte 10.
We're going to revisit this one when
because we ain't even got Toronto.
Yeah, I had.
I don't know what's up with them.
I think they have just enough where they're
just
out
enough to get their top. Okay,
just barely. I think I had them barely. But you know,
let me ask you this: so between Brooklyn, Atlanta, and Toronto, who you think would have the best record out of them 3?
Brooklyn.
Okay.
Brooklyn, and it's not even close. Toronto, like you said, right now they're kind of going through it. They don't know what's going on with them right now. They lost Fred VanVleet, and it doesn't seem like they have any plan. It almost came across as they thought they were going to have Fred VanVleet. And then obviously they have what's Buddy's name? Oh my lord!
For who?
Pascal Siakam. Obviously, it looks like they're going to want to. Yes, they want to build around him long term. So big ups to him.
I said they got OG also too.
Oh yeah. No. They got him, and they got Scotty Barnes. So like I said, they got young talent on there for sure. But the issue is, again, Pascal Siakam. He's about to be 30, and he is what he is. Like, he's a very good player, but he's not a franchise guy. But the unfortunate reality is, until Scotty Barnes can take that extra leap, Pascal Siakam is really the only dude you really got to try to make your best player for right now. Scotty Barnes, I think in 2 years, will be able to be the guy that they need. But until he gets there, they're kind of in this weird limbo thing. And now if you're Toronto, do you want to try to go into the free agent market or try to make a trade to go get a superstar? If you do that, now that's the risk that you're playing. You're playing a dangerous game, because then if you do that, what if you accidentally stunt the growth of Scotty Barnes? It's the same thing with Portland.
Yeah.
Why they got rid of Dame Lillard. You got Scoot Henderson, and you know you're not going to win, and you don't want to stunt his growth. So we got to make sure we give him the ball at all times so he can be better. And I kind of see the same thing here, to be honest. I genuinely see the same thing here. So with Toronto, it's going to be iffy. Like I said, Atlanta's going to blow up. I still think Brooklyn got a very solid team. If you put one superstar on that team, Brooklyn could be a top 4 seed.
Yeah.
So for sure. But yeah.
I got concerns for Philly, though, even though I got them as with the 3rd best record in the East.
What concerns you got?
My concern is, like, I think the team that they have is just a first round or like a second round type team right now.
Oh, for sure.
This is what I think. Everything revolves around Embiid, and God forbid anything happen. You know that. I mean, they ain't nothing but a straight up jump shooting team after that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
I would like to see a piece that can really be. That's why I thought they had got Drew. That would have been real complimentary. Like, that would have been a consistent shooter, a great decision maker, someone who's gonna play on both ends, someone who's a real leader, someone who is a champion. You know, I want to see what Nick Nurse is gonna be able to do. Like, is he gonna be able to rally the troops? You know, like, I thought that was a weird hiring.
Nick Nurse to Philly?
Considering that him and Embiid, you know what I'm saying, they ain't never cared for one another like that. So
you're right.
You know, I thought that was kind of weird, like.
But at the same time, I don't think it's it's hatred, though. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think it's hatred, but
so I think that's why, for me anyway, that's why I didn't really think it was too crazy, because it's not like there was beef with him. You see what I'm saying? It's not like a situation where, like Tom Thibodeau trying to trade back for Cam Reddish, right? Like Cam Reddish and Tom Thibodeau do not like each other worth nothing, right? And you
man, I'm gonna tell you something. Tills, man, that was just some of the most. That was just completely crazy. Like you got a young talent like that. You want to keep the talent. Look, man. Look. Don't even worry about that, man. Just keep going what you going with. I'm gonna stop, man, because man. Hey, I be smiling a lot, but when I talk about that stuff, and talk about on Knicks, man, ain't nothing to smile about, man. Like, man, go ahead.
I didn't mean to open that up, but I was just saying, like, those who actually don't like each other. So, like,
yeah,
that would be like, you know what I mean? Like Atlanta moving on and then them hiring Tibbs. Like that's kind of where it would kind of be like that. Like, but Nick Nurse and Joel Embiid, there's no hatred. But you are right; they don't really care for each other. It's more like I'll tolerate you if you're around.
Yeah,
but I would rather be anywhere else type of situation. So
and I would like to see them get bigger at the power forward position. I would like to see them get bigger.
Oh,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a PJ Tucker fan. I love PJ, but I would like to see them get just get someone with a little more height who nasty. You know what I mean? Who can play beside Embiid.
Yep, and it's crazy
I would like to see that because when you gotta go against the Bucks and they put all them trees out there, man. I mean, come on, man. We gotta. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right because like, look, outside of Mo Bamba, who's 7 foot, and Joel Embiid, a lot of their guys that they depend on are undersized. Like Montrezl Harrell.
Oh, they did sign Mo Bamba.
Yeah, they got Mo Bamba. Yep.
Okay, word. Okay, yeah, I didn't see that one. Okay.
Yeah, so they got him. So that's something. But outside of them two, for example, Montrezl Harrell, they put him at the 5. He's 6'7". Now he's more of a
He nasty though. You know what I'm saying? He about like
don't get it twisted. Yeah, but he's still undersized.
Yeah, undersized in the mud. Yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like another dude, and you already mentioned PJ Tucker. They be playing him at the 4, sometimes at the 5, and he's 6'5", right? And then now you're looking at it, and now you got another big in what's Buddy's name? I don't really want to say a big because he's not really a big, but they've been using Cormats. I call him Frank, but it's like Forcon or something like that. Like he's a guard, but because they're so stretched in terms of size, they'll move him at the 3 and at the 4, right? And again, he's 6'7", but he's skinny. Like he don't really got meat on him like that. He's a skinny dude. So it's like in one way or another, outside of Mo Bamba and Joel Embiid, they are kind of an undersized team. So maybe they could be able to figure that out. You know what I mean? I do think that they got what's Buddy's name? They drafted him a couple years ago from Gonzaga.
Yeah, shooter.
No. He a power forward. He plays the 4.
You ain't talking about Paul Reed. Paul Reed like the backup center, right?
No. They got him at the 3. They put him at the 3.
Oh, okay, 3, okay.
Yeah, what's Buddy's name?
Yeah, I can't think of it either.
He's kind of.
He ain't number 20, is he?
No.
Man, I can't think right now, man. I'm gonna look at the rosters if I embarrass myself.
I'm about to do the same thing. I'm about to pull it up because it's a dude. Like, I thought he was from Russia because his last name kind of sounds Russian. Hold on, let me pull it up. Let me pull this joint up. There it is. Philip Petrusev. Philip Petrusev. Yeah, they drafted him a couple years ago in the second round, right towards the end of the round. He came out of Gonzaga, and a lot of people thought he was gonna kind of, his buddy's 6'11", like Buddy's 6'11", and they thought, oh yeah, he'll be good, blah 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 blah, all that stuff, but they don't use him. And for me, it's like I don't know. I felt like they could have used him. I feel like he's a very, very solid guy you can put at the 4.
Yeah.
Gives you height. He'll jump with you. You know what I mean? He's got good control, right?
That's right.
But I don't know, man.
I'm gonna tell you where the Seven Sisters messed up at, in my opinion. It wasn't with Ben Simmons. It wasn't even with James Harden. It's when they drafted an old boy out of them Villanova. The one that's with the Nets now. My mind just all over the place, man.
Not Okafor.
Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges?
Not Miles Bridges. What's the other Miles? The one that's with Brooklyn that came from Phoenix.
Oh, Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges, yeah.
Mikal Bridges. I was about to say Miles. What in the world?
I ain't talking about the one that got into the shit down in Charlotte, not him.
yeah, Mikal Bridges, yeah.
Lord, hey, at least I got the M part right. At least I got the M right.
Yeah, you got that, and you got the college right. So I ain't gonna be on you too much.
Yeah, hey, look, that one they messed up at because that was a 3.
Yep.
And look how he turned out.
Oh my God, this kid is something. He's something. Like, big ups for him, man. Honestly, like I'm telling you right now, I like him. I like that kid, bro. I like him. Okay. If we could somehow find a way to get him, I'd be ecstatic, man. I would be ecstatic.
Hey, I got this to say right quick too.
Go ahead.
To the whole audience, in my defense, I went to bed early yesterday about 7 something. I got up at 3, stayed up till 6, went back to sleep, got up at 10, man. So you just gotta forgive my brain, man. It ain't really got there yet. I apologize. Sorry.
Oh Lord. It is the last topic of the day. It is NFL season, so you know what we do. Give our predictions. Who's getting some ups? Who's getting some downs? By the way, I didn't know that Jacksonville stayed in. They stayed in London.
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought they were coming back, and I thought they were going to host the Buffalo Bills. And no, turns out they stayed over there because their London games were happening back to back. I didn't know that.
Well, at first, I didn't know they were doing the back to back, but when I found out, I said it wouldn't make no sense for them to fly back.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't think there was. I didn't know it was going to be back to back. Now it makes sense. Might as well do it back to back, so that way it's less taxing on them. You know what I mean? Since they're the ones playing over there twice, so that does make sense. But tomorrow at 9:30, Jags Bills kicks off. Even though with all that travel, I still think the Bills get the win over a very disappointing Jags team, might I add.
Yeah, I wrote Buffalo off last week. I had basically canceled their season.
You have whose season you canceled?
Buffalo, because I had thought that Miami was ready to take over the East, and they ain't ready yet.
And then what happened?
They got beat by 20.
Okay, by who? By who?
It wasn't New England.
No. That's not the point. Oh, who beat them?
Buffalo. You know that.
And
you trying to take credit because you?
I'm out here. I am out here to set the record straight. This is my redemption story. All right, you killed me and slandered me after week 1.
And week 2 and 3.
Well, yeah. Even though he played very, very well since then.
Yeah, they have for real.
But no, you refuse to give me my flowers. It's cool.
Hey, I think they're on point. I think they're ready now, man.
Am I allowed to talk quarterbacks again now? Am I allowed to?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
Oh, there we go. That's all I wanted. Big ups Josh Allen, yo. Big ups Josh Allen.
Oh, for real. Big ups for real.
But I think we said this last week. If the Jaguars don't win this division, I will look at this season as a failure.
Yes, of course.
Like, for sure. Because I'm extremely disappointed in Jacksonville because I think they should have been at least 3-1. They should have beaten the Chiefs. They had every opportunity and they sold it. They've been
They
selling
gave
out
it
a
to
lot.
them to take.
Yep. Now I will give credit to everybody else though. The Texans being 2-2 didn't see that coming. Same thing with the Colts 2-2 and the Titans. Everyone being 2-2. I didn't think that would happen. So big ups to them. But if the Jags don't win this division, they're gonna have some answering to do. But we both agreed that we both got the Bills, right?
That's right.
All right, cool. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1:00 games.
All right.
The first one, Saints at Patriots. Who you got?
Dang. I'll let you go. Then I'll go.
I picked the Patriots. I think this is a bounce back game. Derek Carr is still hurt with his shoulder. So if he does, because right now he's questionable. If he does play, he's still going to be banged up. And then even if he's not banged up, you got Jameis Winston, who, for all his pluses, he still throws a lot of interceptions. And we lost Christian Gonzalez, which hurt a lot.
He out for the season or what?
He out for the season. Like he's out for the season. That's why we went and we hit up the Chargers and we traded to get J.C. Jackson back.
That's right. I seen that. Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah. Okay.
And the genius that is Bill Belichick. The Chargers are paying $12 million of his contract.
That's right. I seen that too. Yeah.
So I'll take it. But I think with him coming back, I think this is a setup game. I think this is a bounce back game for everybody.
Yeah.
For the coaching, I think this is Mac Jones bounce back game because I think now is a conversation. He's running on borrowed time. Mac Jones, whether you like him or not, I think now the conversation is starting to happen. Mac Jones is now running on borrowed time. And if he doesn't figure something out, because right now I'm looking at a regression, which is weird because I thought with Bill O'Brien there, I thought we would see an elevation, a leap in Mac Jones. Unfortunately, we're not seeing that. So I think right now he's running on borrowed time. I think this is a bounce back game for everybody. And I think the Patriots get the win.
Cool. I'm gonna go out. And New England is at home, right?
Yep. It's at New England.
I'm gonna take the Saints.
You just a hater.
Nah, for real. I'm taking the Saints because I just like their defense, and I think that Jameson. See, this is what this is what he reminds me of. Just like I tell a lot of my female friends, you know what I'm saying? I be like, you got potential, you got a bunch of pluses, but you got some huge minuses that cover up those pluses. And that's how I look at him. You just never know. He can go out there and throw for 342 and 3 touchdowns. But he can also throw for 275 and have 1 zip. So, or he could turn the ball over, you know what I'm saying, by fumbling, fumbling the ball twice and throw 2 interceptions. So you just never know what you're gonna get with him. But I'm gonna trust him on the road this week right here.
All right. Okay. The next game. The next game. The Tennessee Titans at the Colts, a divisional game, and depending on how the rest of the day goes, this could determine who will be first place in the division.
I got the Colts.
You got the Colts winning? Yeah, I had picked the Titans. I'm gonna stick by it. Had the Jonathan Taylor news broke before I made the predictions, I would have said the Colts. But out of consistency, because I already locked them in, I said Tennessee Titans, and I'm going to rock with the Tennessee Titans. I don't know why I did this to myself. Next game, the Ravens at Steelers. Another divisional game. Who you got?
I got the Ravens, man. I think they just and not by much. I just think they playing better on offense. I think the quarterback is better, which I mean we already know that already. But Pittsburgh got a lot
No,
of
don't say it
stronger
like that because
offensive.
you love Kenny Pickett. You love Kenny Pickett. You wish Kenny Pickett was your quarterback.
Why you bringing the old stuff?
I leave you alone. I'll leave you.
Man, I said that about man. How many months ago was that? I said that a bunch of months ago, man.
You're right. That's very immature on my
But
behalf.
I mean, it's still early in the season. You never know what's going to happen, man. But I just don't see that situation getting any better. And we both said, I guess you could somewhat eliminate Cincinnati out. I hate to do that though; it's too early. Let me just say this, man.
I'm gonna be honest. I still give Cincinnati a chance. If they win this week, I give them a chance. Only because if you look at the rest of the division, the Steelers are going to implode eventually.
Yeah, Steelers win. They ain't even a conversation.
They're not going to do nothing. Same thing with the Browns. So right now, even though they're 1-3, I still think if the Bengals go 0-2 the next 2 weeks, then they're done. I think if they get it together starting this week, I think they have a legitimate chance of still catching the Ravens, or at the bare minimum, catching a wild card spot, because they don't have to win the division. They just got to do just enough to catch the wild card spot, and they could still potentially be in it.
Don't be too quick to eliminate the Browns, though.
I'm not eliminating them yet. I'm not. It's just, man, I thought Deshaun would look better, though.
I mean, he was out last week.
Yeah, with a concussion, I think it was.
Something like that. It was.
Is he the one with the concussion? No.
Nah, they were Richardson with the concussion.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm thinking of Anthony Richardson. That's what I'm thinking about.
He had something going on. I forgot what it was, man.
Deshaun.
Yeah. I still like them to battle against the Ravens.
Let me see.
Hey, I got an update for you too, man.
Oh, let me hear it.
Maryland, Ohio State, 10-all, the start of the third quarter.
Golly. Let them lose. Woo.
Oklahoma beating Texas 2017 right now. Start of the third. I ain't placing no bets this week.
So we both got Ravens, right?
That's right.
All right. Panthers at Lions. I got the Lions. Yeah, for sure. Next game, Texans at Falcons.
I got the Texans.
Same. I think I told you this. That wide receiver they got, Nico Hollins.
Yeah.
Him and DJ Stroud, they're playing like they've been teammates for decades, man. Like that's oof.
And that's what you want.
I got him on my fantasy. I'll talk about Nico Hollins on my bench giving me 20 points. Yes, sir. On my bench giving me 20. Man, oh man, what a time to be alive.
Hey, I want to say this right quick too.
Go ahead.
If Carolina lose like the next 3 games in a row, I'm cheering them to go 0-17. I just want to let you know that, man. I just want to.
Hold that thought.
It may sound cruel, but I just want to let you know.
They might go 0-17. I'm looking at it because so after this week they play Miami. They're gonna get stopped. Then they play the Texans, and I think the Texans gonna wash them. Then they play the Colts. The Colts with Jonathan Taylor in full swing. That's a loss. Then they play the Bears, and I think that's a close one, but I think the Bears can pull it out. Then they play Dallas. Stop. Then they play Tennessee. That's a loss. They play the Buccaneers. That's a loss. The Saints. That's a loss. Then they play the only team they could literally beat is the Falcons. But they played the Falcons earlier this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna wind you back a little bit.
And they lost.
I'm gonna wind you back. That Dallas, you said Dallas, they got the Bears and they got the Saints.
So it goes Bears, Dallas, Titans, Buccaneers.
I can see them getting a win out of that. and I can see us being the reason why they get it. I'm being honest with you.
They will go 0-17, man. They about to go
I hope
0-17.
we go up there and kick their tail because I plan to be there for the tailgate. I was there for the tailgating, but
Oh, there?
yeah. But let me tell you something, man. I would not be surprised.
Mm-mm-mm. Plus, it also depends what Dallas Cowboys comes out there. Dallas Cowboys that want to win, or is that the complacent Dallas that's kind of like, oh, they're bums, we don't really care. No.
Yeah.
So, next game. Yep. The last 1:00 game. I think we're both going to agree on this. The Giants at Miami.
I wish they would let the Giants starters play against the bench. We'll get a better game. I mean,
for sure.
Giants starters play against the Giants bench and just let them play. And just let this be Miami bye week, man. I got Miami, man.
I think Miami hangs a 50. I think they try to go 70 again, but I think they're hanging at 50.
Yeah, for real.
So after that, we have 2 4:05 games, which is weird. Bengals at Cardinals. I got the Bengals. I'm scared, but I'm giving the Bengals 2 more weeks to get it together.
I'm taking the Cards.
Damn. You're not out of pocket for thinking that though, because the Cardinals have been. I understand they've been losing. They're not what like a powerhouse or like that. I know they're 1-3, but they've been playing tough.
Yeah, they have.
They've been playing tough.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're out of pocket for feeling that way about them. So, but like I said, I'm giving the Bengals 2 weeks. If they lose both games, then I'm just giving up. I'm giving up on them. And then the last 4:05 game, Eagles at Rams. This one was a hard one for me because I do like how the Rams have been playing. I thought they were going to be bumps, but they've been looking phenomenal. I still got the Eagles in a very close game.
I'm gonna go on the win. I'm gonna take the Rams.
You want to take the Rams?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said Rams or Raiders?
Rams.
Okay, yeah, Rams. Okay, Rams. Okay.
Yep. Raiders don't play until Monday. They're the Monday night game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to make sure I heard you right. Okay.
Now, yeah, you good. So you say you got the Rams for that one, right? The LA Rams? Yeah. All right, cool. All right. And then the 2 4:30 games. The first one, the Jets at Broncos. I got the Broncos. I think if there's one game that the Broncos can use to kind of bounce back and like try to look good, it's this game. This is the game that if I'm the Broncos, you can look at, dominate, and be like, see, now that's 2 in a row for us. We're back on track. Everything is fine. They need this win back. And I think they get it. I mean, it's the Jets. Come on. It's the Jets. I understand them the Dolphins hanging up 70 on them because the Dolphins are a very high-powered team. They cannot lose against the Jets, bro. They cannot.
I got the Jets.
Yo, you do this stuff to get me mad. I'm convinced some of these picks are to raise my blood pressure.
No, I'm for real, man.
I'm convinced it's to raise my blood pressure. I swear it. On all that is legitimate, bro. I swear you're doing this to raise my blood pressure. You really think the Jets are doing it?
Yeah, for real.
Yo, you got then. So either you think Zach Wilson can replicate what he did last week, or you got that little faith in the Broncos.
Yeah. I think they're gonna do enough. I think they're gonna run the ball more, and I think they're gonna do enough. Really, I think they're gonna be playing on a shorter field a lot of the game. So I think that's gonna make Wilson more comfortable, and they're gonna give him throws that they know that he can complete. And I think they may add a little more pass protection, like keep a tight end or a back end, you know what I'm saying? Or something to help block, So I mean, I got the Jets, man. I just Denver, man. I don't know what to make of them. I don't know what to think of them. I don't know their identity. I don't know. I know is that Boulder is probably like 10 to 15 minutes on the outskirts of Denver. That's the only thing I know about Denver right now. I don't know too much about them. Yeah. By the way, they're playing. I don't even recognize their coach. Wayne has a Sean Payton team. Sean Payton team being led by him, and you didn't know he had anything to do with it. I don't. From what it looked like to me, they ain't even got a coach. So I don't know what's going on over there, man. I got the Jets. I know that.
All right. The last 4:30 game, Chiefs at Vikings.
Chiefs.
I almost picked the Vikings, but yeah, I'm going Chiefs. Tomorrow night, the night game, the Sunday night game, Cowboys at 49ers. The 49ers are going to beat the dog bricks off y'all.
Yeah, just like they always do, right? Oh, yeah, just like they did in the divisional round last year. Oh, yeah, and just like they did in the wild card year before that, yeah, they beat us so bad. Yeah, you're right. I got you. You're right.
I'm going to get the bricks beaten off y'all.
Okay.
And do you want to know why I genuinely believe that?
Why is it?
This is not me being a hater.
Yeah, we talk.
When I say what I say, you're going to be like, I disagree, but I get where you're coming from. The run game has been your Achilles heel for a few years now. And that run game that San Francisco has is going to be way too much. Like, you got Debo. I think Debo is going to be able to play. So he's obviously going to. You said what?
He got bruised ribs. He going to play, but he going to be like how he was last week.
He'll probably. Oh no, he'll look better. But I think he'll probably be in there to give like some guys some rest. I think he'll be on a snap restriction. But Christian McCaffrey. Oh, that Joker gonna do his thing. Oh, I was playing against him in fantasy. He almost hung 50 on me. I never been so scared in my entire life. I won, but by the grace of God. By the grace of God, because that man was on a mission. With how great that run game is, I just do not see you guys being able to stop it. And Brock Purdy will make a couple throws here and there when he needs to. But the reality is when you have a run game like San Francisco has, Brock Purdy doesn't have to throw the ball. He doesn't really have to. And because the best thing that they do is your Achilles heel defensively, I think it's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be one of those games where they lose, and where you guys lose, and then the Stephen A's of the world are going to go, this is why you can't trust them. That it's going to be like that. That's going to be what it is. It's going to be one of those losses. This man going to say the Cowboys by 30.
Nah. 27-17 Dallas.
Dallas?
Yeah.
So you hold on. 17. So you think your defense can stop this offense?
I think our defense is going to do enough to their offense to get our offense a shorter field to play on.
Wow. Okay.
Now, if you tell me that that gonna drive the length of the field, shoot, every time we stop them and they punt the ball and we get the ball on the 10-yard line, he gonna drive 90 yards. No, he's not. But if he has to drive 45 yards, 55 yards,
I turn the ball over in the end zone, yeah. Okay.
But it depends on a lot. Because San Francisco's defense is stingy. And you just can't be afraid to make plays. You can't be afraid to lie. This has been my whole thing with that since after the 2018 season. You gotta allow your wide receivers to make plays, man.
I mean,
that's why they're wide receivers. You know, we
I
had
mean,
this game back in the day. It was a game that you plug in and you put the little men on the on the football field, and the vibrations made them move. And we
yep.
would have to take the little Nerf ball that came with it and throw it to the man that they couldn't catch it, but just throw it to that man and see that as a completed pass. Like, we're not in them days that throw the ball to your wide receivers and allow them to make plays. That's why they jump for the ball. That's why they dive for the ball. Let them make plays. And you got to take advantage of every opportunity that San Francisco is going to give you, because it's not going to be many.
And
And then
that's
you
what
got
I'm
to
gonna
create
say.
opportunities.
But here's the thing: Dallas is not good at creating opportunities. They're just not
Why
good
you
at
say
it.
that? Why you say
Well, I
that?
mean, because I'm explaining why I say that. Because in order to create opportunities, there are two parts of creating opportunities. It's executing the opportunity that arose and then capitalizing on it. The reality is, every time Dallas has a big play, what do? There's a penalty that always has to take it back, or it's a situation where the opportunity arises itself. Either Dak is too scared to throw the ball, or he under or overthrows it. It's a situation where the opportunities that come to you, and that's just offensively. Defensively, it's even worse. Because, again, when it comes to the run, you guys can't stop it. And against a run-dominated
Says
team,
who?
that
Who
says,
said we can't stop the run?
I don't have to say anything. I have, 3-4 years worth of film that you can look back and see that they cannot stop the run worth a lick.
So
Last year,
last year we couldn't stop the run? Last year we couldn't stop the run?
you struggled against the run.
When we played
You
San Francisco
struggled.
last year in the playoff game, when you stopped the run?
You struggled against the run. You're okay. So what you're doing, you're getting one game and pretending that that's what's been happening the entire few years, when that's not the case. Because that is why Philly has given you issues. That is why the San Francisco 49ers, even with Jimmy Garoppolo, was giving you guys issues. That is why there was a lot of other teams out there. That's why there have been times where teams, for example, the Colts. You guys have had some issues with the Colts that Jonathan Taylor came back, or says they got Jonathan Taylor. And why is that? Because the man can run the ball. He's phenomenal. Same thing with Dalvin Cook. He's phenomenal.
Okay, I'm asking you this now.
Go ahead, I hear you.
So you say struggling against the run. So
Yeah.
you mean people running for 200 yards on us all the time? I mean, what you mean? Talk to me.
I'm not saying running for 200 yards all the time. What I'm saying, I'm going to give you the different levels on why I say you guys struggle with the run. So first of all, your defensive front line, for some unknown reason, when it comes to the run, they get parted like the Red Sea. It's wild to me how when it's a pass play, they could bum rush anybody in the league. But for a run play, they get picked up and walked to their sideline and won't say a word. The few times that they don't get pushed around, and you know this to be true, for some unknown reason, your defensive line can't tackle a running back worth a lick. It is the
part. But I will tell you this. I can tell you how a pass rushing team can get split like the Red Sea when it comes to running, because they always got rushing the pass on their mind. So when you do that, if you're rushing 4, you know what I'm saying? You line up 4 and they all thinking pass, what does that leave open? Gaps. But you seen that in the Cardinal game. I'm like, dang, Baltimore's running. Like,
I'm not letting you get away with that. I'm not letting you get away with that, because statistically, do you know which team is the worst when it comes to blitzing? And when I say blitz, the worst in terms of when they,
I'm talking about rushing 4. I'm not talking about blitzing. I'm talking about blitzing. I said rushing 4.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is when you're blitzing, you're trying to have to stop the loss, right? Like when you're blitzing someone, you're trying to tackle the offense into a loss, right? Yeah. Okay. Against the run, Dallas Cowboys is like a bottom 5 team when it comes to blitzing against the run. Mm-hmm. This same Dallas Cowboys team is top 10 in terms of allowing yardage after contact. That means that they are grabbing the running back. The running back is breaking the tackle and getting more yardage. And you're telling me that Christian McCaffrey He's not gonna have a field day with us. Come on, man. Stop
playing. Hey, can I ask you a quick question?
Go ahead.
Are you a fan of wrestling?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm about to get interviewed by Mean Gene. Let me tell you something. I don't care about none of that. 27-17, that's what I said. That's what I mean. I don't care about McCaffrey. Yeah, right now, he is the MVP right now. But we don't care about none of that. I just need Dak to play like a man, get the ball to the wide receivers, but defense create turnovers, and we got this, and we back to down on Arlington, Texas, where we're going to be at, we're going to celebrate, and then we get ready for whoever after that.
Yo, bam, yo, I love it. Wow, yo,
you made me go there now. I'm sorry, man.
Yo, oh man, I'm turning this right now, man. Listen, I'm gonna hit you up Sunday night, man. Don't you worry. Oh Lord, man, that was funny.
Oh shit.
So the last game, the Monday night game, Packers at Raiders. I think I picked the Packers, but I think it's only because I don't think Jimmy G's playing.
You're not playing? Okay.
I think he's done long term.
Dang.
I think. Oh, I lied. He got cleared.
So he got cleared to play?
Yep. I thought he was going to miss. Because the way they were piping up this concussion, I thought he was going to miss 2-3 weeks. But nope. Nah, I still stand on it, though. I
got Green Bay.
Yeah, same. Because even so, Jimmy G really hasn't played well. So I got Green Bay.
I think the Raiders is a collective. I mean, I like Crosby. I like what Crosby brings to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Adams. I kind of hope he get traded. I doubt it, but I would love to see him in Kansas City with King Mahomes. I would love to see that. But I doubt they'll do that.
Nah, for sure they won't. They won't do that. They will not do that. But nah, that would be great. Oh Lord, you really got me messed up right now. Before we get up out of here, you got any final words?
Hey man, I ain't mean to go there. Had to, man.
Go ahead. You know, have this.
Man, you know, it's all love, man. You know,
of course.
It's all fun, man. You know, I don't know, man. I'm just getting tired of people coming my team sideways, man. I'm gonna tell you something that I did learn about today's show, though.
Go ahead.
You watch more Dallas games than I do. Look, this is the thing right here. I want you to do now. I understand you're from the Northeast. I get it, but you're going ahead and say that Cowboys and Patriots are like, you really can't. You just can't decide some days, man.
That's a lie. That's a lie. We're not starting this false narrative that I'm an undercover Cowboys fan. We're not starting this false narrative. We're not going to start this
because you know so much about them.
No, we're not. No. You got to understand something. I don't know why, but the way I live my life, for some unknown reason, when I was up in Connecticut, a dude I used to talk to every day, he was a Cowboys fan. Right? We were in a group chat. And everything.
Yeah.
And he was a Cowboys fan. So I it's him. Every job I've went to, there's been at least one Dallas Cowboys fan. The job that I'm at now, there's like Dallas Cowboys fans out the woodworks. When you somehow involve yourself with all these people that are all Cowboys fans, I have to know what I'm talking about when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. I have no choice. Because when I go and I talk sports with them, it's always Dallas. So I have to know. It's like the same thing. When you go to New York, you got to know Giants and Knicks football. Or Giants football and Knicks basketball. You got to. And it's literally because that's what they talk about. And it's like, call me undercover Cowboys fan, man. I'm going to drown myself.
So instead of you giving props, you just get every stat that you could possibly get to go against the grain. That's what you're saying.
Negative. I will do that to go against the grain. No, because now you try to make me seem like a contrarian. I just see the stats and then the game, and I combine what I see with the stats, and boom, here I go. That's all I do. That's kind of that's why I said, listen, I told you how much I love Matt Jones. But the facts are telling me now that he's on borrowed time. He's on borrowed time. And if he don't get it together this year, he might be out. He might be out of New England. Or at the bare minimum, bench next year. At the bare minimum.
Yeah, he threw some wild passes last week, man. He really did. I thought I was about to catch one of
them. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen.
Man. I just appreciate once again the opportunity, man, to be on the show, to be a part of the show, to be a part of, the fans that be coming in, man, and keep pushing, keep going, keep growing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been yet another episode of the Prideful Takes podcast, episode 128. Oh, I feel like I've been doing this forever. I feel old now, I swear. But on behalf of the man that I wish I could be, the man I call Unc, it is your boy Pride. We'll be back here next week. Until then, y'all know what to do. Be safe. The fact that people are saying, oh yeah, when you're finals MVP, you are now the best player on the planet, to me, that makes no sense whatsoever. I don't care if it's a week, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? LeBron James. That's who y'all gotta start appreciating. And you gotta stop disrespecting this man.